What's up, good people? Today is episode number 3 on Car Scouts East Africa, and I want to welcome you yet again to this episode. Now, on today's episode, we want to do something a little different. We want to talk about a car which most people have slept on. And which car am I talking about?
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
I am talking about the Mercedes GLA. We've seen the GLC, we've seen the GLE, but most often we don't always see the GLA. And actually, this is a good car. This is a car that I think if people know about it, they should buy it. This is a subcompact crossover luxury SUV. It competes with the likes of the BMW X1. And also you can, categorize it under the same category that the Peugeot 2008 is in, and also the Vezel and the XV. But this one right here is a Mercedes GLA. It still competes with those cars that I've mentioned. Why is this car good? Now, first of all, I want us to talk about the prima facie, how this car looks. I mean, from the front, as you can see. Typical of Mercedes, you can see how the grills look like, you can see how the headlights look like. You can't confuse this car for any other car. It definitely has to be a Mercedes. You have your body sensors right there. Yes, these are them. And then also here you have your logo. This logo conceals actually a radar. There's a radar, underneath that. And this is how it looks. This is how the GLA looks. This is a 2018 model GLA. Now let's go to the sideways side profile of this vehicle. You can see right here this whole plastic trim right here. This is to bring the subcompact crossover SUV feel in it, and it's also meant to help you if you're going off-road with this car. It protects your paint. One thing that most people should know about this car is that this car is based on the A-Class. If you look at the side view of this car, you can see it's typically the A-Class. It's not quite different. It's just the same chassis which has been lifted, the same way Subaru does XV, which is just an Impreza but has been lifted to some form so that it becomes a subcompact crossover. Now let's also come here to the rear. The lights, typical of Mercedes-Benz, you can't confuse that. And this one, you see this label right here, this 4MATIC. 4MATIC means that this one is a 4-wheel. And also on this other side, the label here is GLA 220. Now there's a GLA 200, there's a GLA 220, there's a GLA 250. The difference between these are the engines that they do come with. Now if you see GLA 220, you might think that it comes with a 2200cc, but that is not the case. It actually comes with a 2-liter, but we'll talk about that later on in this video. Now, typical of any subcompact crossover SUV, the ground clearance is always where it matters. Look, so this is just a typical A-Class, but now it has a better and improved ground clearance. This can clear any other road, and it's as high as that of an X1 and as high as that of a Subaru XV. As you can see, let me also show you again. This decent, can clear any road. Even the front, there's no day utakuwa unagonga kitu with that bumper right there. It's quite raised. Now, another thing that I want us to talk about is something which Mercedes likes. It's something quite small, but Mercedes do like it. That is fake exhaust. Now, here, this one is a real one. I hope you can see it. Let's also try this other one we see. A real exhaust, wow. So Mercedes actually has 2 real exhausts on the GLA, something which they can't do in some other models. So shameful, Mercedes. When you view the exterior from here, you can see this. That means that you don't have this window right here. There's always some small window right there. You just only have your doors right there. That means that something inside here is impacted, and we'll see that when now we want to look at the interior, especially on the rear. Now let's start with the front. So this is how the GLA looks like. Leather seats. This is how it looks from the interior. And one good thing about this thing is it has a double sunroof. Now that's where the aspect of luxury subcompact crossover comes in. You get your double sunroof just as you get in the E-Class and in the C-Class. You also get your leather seats. You also get your music system, which is Harman Kardon premium sound system. I love this one. If you ever been into any Mercedes, you'll agree with me that they offer quality sound inside the vehicle. Now, one thing again that I want to talk about is the features that are here on the interior. Now let's hop in and then we talk about it. Inside the Mercedes GLA 220, and one thing I can't help but notice is the fact that it feels a little bit roomy in here compared to the C200, especially on the front. I find that quite weird, but it's a fact. It feels quite roomy, unlike the C200 where I feel cramped up, especially here at the front, but this one feels a little bit better. And these bucket seats, these are from the factory and they feel so comfortable when you sit inside them. You can't, when you sit inside this car, especially on the front, you'll still feel like you're sitting inside a big car and not a small subcompact car. Now, here we have typical Mercedes design of the center console. There's no difference from others. You can't confuse it with any other brand. This is how it looks. This is how the dashboard looks. I like the fact that they have, they don't have that digital dash. They just give you things as they should be. You get your, driver controls right here. And you also get your seat controls right here with the memory. Your windows, you turn them from here, typical, that's normal. Now, there's nothing quite special inside this car. If you've ever been inside the Mercedes-Benz, it just feels like any other Mercedes-Benz, and the features are also similar. I like this. The reason why I like this, let me just put it on. Now, this infotainment system is of a very decent size. I don't always like infotainment systems which are big, but this one is of a good size. The only downside is the fact that you can't do this. Yeah, you just have to come back here and do your stuff if in case you want to do something on that screen. So your controls are here, very simple, not complicated, very easy to understand. I like button dials, but the generations that follow this one, actually they tend to delete a few things from here, which is not a good thing. I like it this way. Now you get your storage compartments right here. I don't know what you can store here, but it works. You also get another storage compartment here. You can put your coins here or any other thing. You have your 12-volt charger right here. A good thing, you also have your place where you can place your cups right here. Now you can push this one back. Let me push it back. I don't know why it's so much. These are the cup holders, but it's very, very small. It's very, very small. I don't know if you can remove this thing here so that it can expand a little bit, but come on, Mercedes, this is too shallow. You also get some little tiny lighting. I don't know what's that for. Now here, more storage compartments, and a good thing is that you get your charging ports right here. These are USB. You can put your phone right there and let it charge. Now these are 2018 models, so I don't see any wireless charging for those people who might need it, but the USB still works. And also for people who like buying those chargers, you can always put them right here on the 12-volt charger and charge your phones or laptops comfortably. Now let us head to the rear so that we see what is there. Now this is the rear of the Mercedes. I don't want to get in for some reasons, but
A few moments later.
Let me just get in so that oh god, I said I won't get in, but I am in. This seat is pushed back kabisa because I was sitting there. Now this is the amount of room I have. I feel cramped up. The headroom is very decent because let me just close this door so that I show you. The headroom I feel is decent because you have this, sunroof right here, but it has also reduced some space, especially on the sides. But if you're sitting here, if your head is here, you have no trouble at all. Now, this space is very small. You get your AC right there, which you can control. From me, actually you can't control it. You can just close, open, and you can open the vents and close the vents. You get your ISOFIX right here. If you want to fix your child seat, you can always fix it there. I don't know if this car can seat 3 people from the rear. I don't know, but this seems a little bit cramped up. If you're sitting 2 people, you get your armrest. That's a good thing. You get your armrest right here, and you also sit here and feel the ambience as you use these cup holders to put your cups there kama mnaenda WRC or anywhere you want to go. But one thing I'll note is that the fact that this car is cramped up here at the rear. It's very much roomy at the front, but when we come here, bala. Now let's head over to the trunk so that we see what's under the hood. Now the trunk of the GLA 220 is open. What we have right here is an M270 engine. This M270 is not only on the GLA 220, but you also find it on the GLA 250, and it is tuned differently. On this platform right here, on this car, on the GLA 220, you get 181 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. Very decent for a 2-liter, very decent for a petrol. Mated to this engine is a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, but if you find it in a manual, you'll always get a 6-speed manual transmission. But here we have the 7-speed dual clutch. You might ask yourself, how much fuel consumption do I get on this car? You actually get 16 kilometers to the liter on the lower side, but you can still manage around 18 kilometers to the liter on this car. Now, lastly, let's open this. It's actually automatic. That's a good thing. Now, I find this quite odd because this space is big. This space is big, but it has taken a lot from the rear seats, and the rear passengers actually will suffer a lot when they sit there, but you have enough trunk space. But as we said earlier on, it's lonely at the top, so maybe you won't need people to sit here, but you need to carry some of your things at the rear. As you can see, you saw it earlier, it's a little bit cramped up, but when you get to the rear, there's plenty of space here on the rear. Now let's close this so that we talk about the price or the cost implication of this. If you want to buy this car, we are selling it at 3.67 million Kenyan shillings. That is the amount that you need so that you can part with this Mercedes GLA 220 for Matic. If you want to buy this car, simply come here at Freedom Heights Mall, Langata Road, opposite Huru Gardens, or call the numbers that I've listed down below, and we'll talk and I'll give you a good deal on this car. Over and out. See you again next time.